Hello and welcome to the Legacy Crusaders YouTube channel. This is Benji, and today I'm joined by Ben Gregson of the Dilemma YouTube channel, who you might know from seeing many Zefra deck profiles throughout quarantine and prior to that as well.
Hi, I'm Dilemma, or Ben, the Zefra guy, as people know me. I make daily content on the deck you see before you, or many different variants of it. So,
Well, this deck looks insane.
it's the best deck in the game in my eyes.
I always thought it was a cool deck. So if you're not familiar with the series, what happens is a person who plays a deck shares their deck with me, and we play a few games on YGO Pro, and we're on screen share, so Dilemma is going to be telling me what to do. He has no control over the cards. He's forced to explain all plays and all moves, and I will try my best to act as you, the audience, and ask a whole bunch of questions. I'm sorry if you know the answer to them, and if I know the answer to them, I'm still going to ask them. But the idea is to help teach decision-making over some real games. So we're just going to do a quick card by card, and then we'll get into the duels. So just to run down the deck list, we got triple Planet Pathfinder, triple Cyframe Gear Gamma, two copies of Zefra Impelica, one Zefra Wendy, two copies of Zefra Thuban, one copy of Zefrexaton Knight, three copies of Zefrath, three Zefranyu, Secret of the Yangzing, 3 Zefraxi, Treasure of the Yangzing, 1 Psychic Soldier that rides into battle against the security forces on a current of lightning known as Cyframe. Anyways, 1 Numeron Calling, 2 Numeron Network, 3 Oracle of Zefra, 1 Set Rotation, 1 Terraforming, 1 Upstart Goblin, a Zefra Path, 3 Zefra Providence, 1 Nine Pillars of the Yangzing, 1 Zefra Divine Strike, 3 Zefra War. In the extra deck, we've got Metaphys Horus, Nirvana High Paladin, Cyframe Lord Omega, Ravenous Croco Dragon Archithus, one day I'll learn how to pronounce his name, 1 Wind Pegasus Adignister, 1 Dampier Vampire Sheridan, 1 number 1, 1 number 2, 1... I expected it to go to number 3 by default, but Utopia Beyond, number 39, 1 number 3, 1 number 4, and 1 number S0 Utopic Zexal, 1 Barricade Board Blocker, 1 Gravity Controller, 1 Cyframe Lord Lambda, and we're siding a Artifact Lancia, triple Dimension Shifter, triple Flying Sea, 1 Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, 3 Cosmic Cyclone, 2 copies of Exchange, and a Harpy's Feather Duster. Alright, so Ben, obviously this deck is a bit weird for a lot of people. I'm sure people who've been watching on DB and seeing the games that have been posted by DB Grinder and Sir Eminon a lot lately would have seen this crazy collaboration of Numerons and Zefra, but I'm not sure everyone's familiar with it. If you want to just give the general idea of how it works.
Right, so there's a cool interaction between Crocodragon, Crocosaur, whatever you want to call him, and Oracle of the Zefra. So essentially, the way the interaction works is you can make Crocodragon Chainlink 1, and Oracle Chainlink 2. So Oracle, when you Synchro Summon, allows you to stack any monster on top of your deck. Then Crocodragon allows you to draw it, essentially meaning in Zefra you can shoot it for any monster in the entire game. So what you do is you activate Zefra Path after you summon the Crocodragon, which will shuffle the Crocodragon back into your deck, and use the Crocodragon and the Oracle combo to rotor for Planet Pathfinder, which allows you to safely resolve the summon of Zexal, and Zefra Path will stop your opponent from gammering said Zexal, which is the main sort of win condition. Obviously, there's the grind game of Zefra in general, but that's how the deck significantly sort of gained the power level it needed to be competitive in today's modern era.
Okay, I was wondering if the Zefra Path was worth playing. It seems a little bit, what's the word? Win more, but I guess if it stops the card that your deck is trying to make, I guess it's less win more than I expected.
Bro, Zefra Path is way more than win more. So Zefra Path stops your opponent summoning tokens. So during a format with Link Cross, that wasn't able to happen. Eldritch Traps can't be summoned from the back row because they don't come from the hand or the extra deck. Miscellaneous Saurus can't resolve its effect to summon Archosaur from the deck. What else? Virtual World monsters can't be summoned from the graveyard, like Nyan. Like, there's way more utility to this card than people actually realize. The card's broken.
Yeah, I guess you really have to analyze what decks are being played and determine how affected they are by Zefra Path before you commit to it. But it does seem to have a big cross-section of decks, which is you know, pretty good.
Yeah, Zefra Path's just a very powerful searchable floodgate right now. So.
Yeah, it's definitely scary. I play Infernoid, so it stops me in most cases, but not in all cases. So it's like, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's great, sometimes it's okay, and sometimes it's useless.
Mediocre.
But I'd say it's not completely useless in most matchups, which is pretty good. Anything else that stands out as strange? Like, I would say your side deck, Flying Sea, is kind of an odd one nowadays.
So you can stack and draw it to summon against Zodiac, so they can't Zeus you. So you can use the Oracle to constantly get to it. Zeus is the main crux of this deck, is very hard to deal with. So using Flying Sea to just make them make a Link monster, instead of making Zeus and them needing an extender to be able to play, it's just worth playing Flying Sea because the matchup's so bad.
Okay. I can get on board with that. Everything else I think doesn't look too crazy or strange. I'm hoping most people agree with that. I'm trying to talk from the perspective of a person who's not familiar with what's going on, so I assume exchanges to stop a specific hand trap. Is there something you can't play through? I would guess Droll and Lockbird.
Yeah, also with Zefra, you can like play your entire hand on the field before you exchange, so you can just exchange them something random. Like a lot of the time, you're just exchanging them just like a random Zefra monster.
Just to take a board breaker or something?
Yeah, like I've taken people's anti-spell fragrances with exchange. Exchange is really funny. It's a good card, nevertheless.
Alright, fair enough. Alright, I think most everything else makes sense. I would imagine that the one of Gamma is to search off of Oracle of the Zefra if it's useful in a matchup.
Yeah, for sure.
And Dimension Shifter seems like a pretty extreme hand trap. Is it for like a really bad matchup, or is it just your deck doesn't care about it?
Oh, Zefra doesn't care about Dimension Shifter at all. Period. Like, Dimension Shifter is nothing to Zefra. The matchup Shifter is good against is like Virtual World and Drytron going second. And I just wanted to play a blowout hand trap versus those matchups. So Shifter was the one I sort of drafted to.
Alright. Fair enough. Alright, so we're going to see the deck in action. Should we actually do a test hand combo before getting into a match?
Yeah, that's completely fine with me.
First test hand. Did we open combo? I don't know.
You did. So activate Oracle of Zefra.
Is there a preference to this over Providence, or we need a monster now?
It doesn't matter which one you activate first. You'd rather activate Oracle first, just because if Oracle, they're more tempted to Ash Oracle than they are to Ash Providence, simply because Oracle is searching for a certain thing. Whereas I find that people Ash Providence less.
Alright, I guess they also know that if you Providence, it's sometimes people Providence into Oracle, which I don't know if that makes sense. I mean, if you need a monster, I guess you'd rather have both cards in play. But I suppose
Providence or
I was going to say
Providence for Oracle is Oracle's needed for the combo, which is why Providence for Oracle is correct.
Yeah. Also, what I was saying is that if someone starts with Oracle, it could apply Desperation. Whereas, you know, Providence is more open. So I'm just trying to figure out if it makes a big difference. Other than just, I don't know. In this case, it sounds like mind games. No one knows what you're really getting at. All right. So what do we need?
We need Zefrath.
Alrighty.
Zefrath is the bread and butter. This is Electromite that's just been reprinted, essentially. So now we're going to activate Zefra Providence and search for the level 3 Yangzing monster.
Zefraxi.
Indeed. Then we're going to activate Zefrath in the Pendulum Scale. And then use Zefrath's effect to send Zephrany from your deck to the extra. Then scale the Zefra through. And then Pendulum summon them both, the Raxi and the Nui.
And then we have to stack the chain link in a way to protect our...
Yeah, so you stack the level 6 first and then the level 3 second.
So this way they can't stop the Zefranyu from searching.
Yep. So the Zefraxi makes the Zefranyu a tuner, and then you're going to search Zefra Path. Then you're going to synchro both into Croco Dragon...
Thingy. Croco thing.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it. So we always summon it in the far right zone. Because if we get impermed, we don't want to lose to Geonator. So it's just better to summon it over there. And then we're going to use Crocodragon as Chainlink 1.
To draw the card we're going to stack with Chainlink 2.
Yep. Which is going to be Planet Pathfinder.
Oh look, we drew a Planet Pathfinder.
Weird. And then you activate Zefra Path.
Could we do Planet Pathfinder first? Would it make sense? Would it matter?
It doesn't matter, but I just like to activate Path first. Simply because it plays around Gamma on Pathfinder. Is like the only difference, really.
Okay.
And then normal summon Pathfinder, use the effect to grab our copy of Numeron Network.
They also can't Nibiru you here because they can't summon tokens, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
And then you do the standard Numeron combo and just summon 3 guys. And then make Zexal.
Their preference on keeping one? I guess it doesn't matter, right?
We don't play the second one, so... Yeah, you just summon whichever 3 you like the look of the most.
And we play 4 as just a going second option, I guess?
Yeah, for sure.
Alright. Utopic Zexal, rightmost zone?
Yeah, always the rightmost zone.
I can't stop hearing DB Grinder talking about that all the time.
Yeah, it's ingrained in my head as well, dude.
Yeah. Although I do purposely keep summoning Dragoon in front of the extra monster zones, like, ha, Anima, you suck.
Yeah.
Alright, and that's combo, so we're going to get into some duels and see if we can Zexal some people and get some rage quits.
That's the idea.
Alright. On EU competitive, because I hear the Brits are good at Yu-Gi-Oh!
They appear to be.
Yeah.
When you spend enough time going to locals with Thomas Rose, you tend to get better at the game, I hear.
Yeah, I've heard of that guy. He's got several YCS wins, I think. One with BA that I'm familiar with.
2 YCS wins, UK Nationals win.
He had the Naturia Beast BA deck, I think.
Yeah, the Cat BA deck that everybody in America went crazy for.
Yeah, it was cool. And I think he played Orcust or something.
Yeah, he was one of the first people to win an event with Orcust.
Okay. Alright, looks like we're...
Which was...
Oh, go ahead,
the deck that was co-built by like 3 of us, so...
Oh, okay. Well, whoever wins gets the credit.
Yep, exactly.
Alright, we're up against Agelos. We lose the dice roll. We have some going second power in here, right?
Sure.
Oh, we're going first.
Just go first.
Alright, talk us through the combo.
Activate Oracle. Same reason as before.
What are we grabbing?
We are grabbing Zefra.
Always make sure we have
level 3 Young Zinga. Yep.
Zefra. Oh look!
Droll.
Looks like we're not doing anything.
We're doing stuff.
Alright.
So the cool thing about Zefra is if we get drolled, ending on a level 6 that floats into what I consider to be an interruption. So if we scale the Zefra and send Zefra,
Zefrania?
Yep, the level 6.
Alright.
And then scale the Zefra and Pilica.
And just pen summon the Zefrania?
Yeah, we're just going to pendulum summon the Zefrani. So, the cool thing about Zefra is when we get drolled, we can just pendulum summon Zefrani, and a lot of decks just can't clear a 2600 wall. And if he does clear it, we get to add Zefra wall, which is a piece of interruption. In our opponent's turn.
Alright, so
we can literally just pass it.
Okay, yeah, Zefra War, as long as we have both scales, we can activate it from our hand and target our Oracle and pop one of their cards, I guess?
Yep.
Oh look, I think it's your worst matchup.
Wow. Who plays Blind Second Zoo?
I don't know, maybe it was a misclick.
I really hope it was.
Well, I mean, it seems like hand-trapped heavy zoo with Droll in the main deck. Oh, look. Worst Nightmare Time. Maybe he watches your videos and knows how much of a pain this is for you.
It is entirely possible. I've bumped into like 3 people that know who I am now, and they always like play like I'm playing Zefra. So a bit of an issue. So that's a double activation Zeus, right?
I'll take a look under it as soon as that resolves.
I'm assuming it's 2 activations. It's gotta be.
It has 2 under it, so yeah.
Right. Okay. So activate Providence. We're just gonna search that breath again.
Alright.
And then we're gonna activate Oracle.
Something tells me we're gonna try and save our planet Pathfinder and then try and
We're just gonna Numeron him to death, yeah.
Got it.
In theory. So the Oracle's gonna fetch. You can fetch Thuban here, or you can choose to fetch a Zefraxi for next turn. I take the line with Thuban personally.
Is it just to conserve Zefraxis or to keep him on the extra deck?
Yeah, it's to conserve Zefraxi. So we are gonna scale the Thuban.
Alright.
And then scale the Zefra.
And at this point, there's a good chance that he'll blow the board up.
Mm-hmm.
And now we Planet Pathfinder.
And just hope it resolves.
That work?
It's resolving. Yep.
I wonder if they're familiar with this play.
I'm pretty sure everybody is at this point.
Alright, well we haven't summoned yet. Should we do 3 since... Are we going to kill him this way? Does this work?
Yeah, we kill him if we summon 4.
Oh, okay. And we don't get, like, Valored or something?
Yeah, this is how you win this matchup. Nobody plays Valor anymore. At least
I do, but it's just because my Fiber still goes into the Selene combo, but I only played it 1. Alright, OTK time.
If you're playing Fiber and Selene, yep, you should be dead.
Planet Pathfinder. No, Planet Pathfinder. No!
I mean, that's a pretty thick token, right? So
yeah, but one
have,
Zoo
like,
outs it because he never made Trident. But he has to have it.
Exactly. If you're a Zefra player, you just have to have faith in your opponent just not having the correct cards.
Alright, I guess we're passing here.
But
but I do think this is an excellent showing of what this deck can do against this bad matchup. Ah, a Zoo monster.
I believe the surrender button is in the top left-hand corner of the screen.
I shall press that for you. Alright, let's try to improve our matchup for game 2. Alright, what's good for Zoo?
So because we're going first, the only thing I want to side in is exchange. So I'd be siding the 2 exchange, and in return I'd be taking out the Upstart Goblin, and I'd be taking out either a copy of Zefra War or a Planet Pathfinder. Because my opponent's on more hand traps, I'm more inclined to take out a copy of Pathfinder because I'd like to see Zefra War as much as possible.
I only have one issue with this decision, and it's not really an issue. I just personally think we should probably leave an Upstart anyway to just try and get to what we need. But odds are we're going to lose to Droll if we have it anyway, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, like, the only way we lose, like, going first against Zoo is if we don't, if we do get Drolled.
Like, I feel like we should cut the War for the Upstart.
War's a way to out the Zoo monster if they summon it that they're going to make Zeus with.
Yeah. But,
So, like you legit you're not scared of anything except a singular Zoo monster. So just having removal for every Zoo monster they summon is what we want to be doing.
Alright, so we'll just stick. Okay. I just try not to side out draw cards when side decking, going first.
Okay.
Oh, looky. That seems good.
I mean, this hand's combo again. So activate set rotation. Give ourselves Oracle and give our opponent Numeron network. We won't be able to Zexal, but we'll be able to leave ourselves in a position where we have multiple options to negate cards.
Alright. Oracle?
Before we activate Oracle, we want to scale our Thuban.
So this is our 1 scale 1.
Yeah, and then we want to actually normal summon our copy of Zefra. And now we want to exchange Given in Wendy. We don't want to use the effect of that.
Okay. It seemed like we might, just because it was a strange line of play. Alright. It's a lot of hand traps.
So our hand loses to the Ash. So we want to take the Ash from his hand.
Alright. Have a Windy. Okay.
Because our only line of play is through the Oracle. So we'll activate the Oracle. Fetch Zefra.
Alright.
And then scale the Zefra and send Zefra. It's fairly standard.
Pendulum Summon.
Mm-hmm.
And what is our search target? I would imagine it's War.
Our search target is Providence.
Oh, which can then search War? Or...
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
He's choosing not to win turn here, which is very incorrect.
He can't, he has a field spell.
Oh yeah, that's why he didn't imperm. Oh, you're getting me to being bad. And then we're going to activate the Providence. And we're going to search War. So the reason you search Providence is because it's Return of the Dragon Lords while it's in the graveyard.
So just having protection is good, even though it is reducing our deck's number of search cards in total, I guess.
Yeah, but the idea is, if they're going to clear monsters on your side of the field, especially when they're going to go into Trident a lot of the time.
Oh, should we set it or should we hold it just to be safe?
You hold it.
Okay.
100% of the time you hold it. So his hand is Imperm, Ram, Whiptail, Zefra, Wendy, and a Nibiru. From what I remember.
Ah.
So we just shotgun the War here. Straight away.
Alright, pop our Zefrania.
Pop our Zefra, yep.
Do we bother to protect it or no? We want the search, right?
We don't protect it, we want the search.
And what to search?
And then use the Zefra. We're searching another copy of Providence.
Alright. And I guess he could have drawn Talents as a useful card, but I don't know how useful that would be. So that's probably Imperm to negate Zefrath.
Oh, that's completely fine. Hell yeah, my guy.
Ah, he clogged his zone. What is he doing? What if we exchange him again? Alright,
So we're activating the Zefrath regardless of the Imperm being there.
Alright, I was just trying to think if there's a way for us to deal with it in advance.
It would be normal summon Ash Blossom, make Wind Pegasus, but that would be the only way of dealing with it, and it would still negate the Zefrath.
I feel like there's something else we could do. Like, we can search another Zefra War, and then when he tries to Imperm us, we can pop the Imperm, because it has to stay in the column to resolve the negating of the card in the column. As silly as that is. But then we have to...
definitely a line, actually.
If you're up for that line, let me know. Otherwise, I'll do whatever you say.
No, that line seems correct, actually.
Alright, so search for...
search War. There's two lines, right? You can normal summon the Ash to make Wind Pegasus. And then you can Pendulum summon a level 4 that you search off the Providence to make Nirvana High Paladin to add War back anyway. And then you have Nirvana High Paladin plus War plus whatever you decide to Pendulum summon. Which in theory is good. But this way we always have a hand trap, right?
Mm-hmm.
So his response in hand is Imperm unless you've drawn another Ash for turn.
I guess that's possible. Well, it's not Imperm. Imperm's on field, so...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like...
You meant his response in general.
Yeah. His response in general could be imperm. He's just waiting for.
He's probably just tired of me taking so long to make plays, but, you know, he doesn't know what we're doing.
Yeah, exactly. I too would get tired if I have to play against Zefra when I want to play casually on Yugioh Pro. So.
What username do you use? Because I play against somebody who plays essentially your build every once in a while.
It's just Dilemma YT.
Okay, it's definitely not you that I play then. Some other name that starts with a D, I forgot what it was, but some other guy was playing Zefra quite a bit, and I was definitely getting my ass handed to me.
Zephyr's everywhere. Zephyr's everywhere right now. Like, Zephyr's one of the... It's the, I believe, 6th or 7th highest rated deck, played deck on YGO Scope at the moment.
Oh, wow.
Or at least it was the last time I checked.
Just in terms of numbers? I figured it might be there in win rate, but maybe not in numbers.
It's in win rate and in numbers.
Alright.
There's I think it's 160 people in my Discord, or something along those lines, and all of us are just Zefra players. So we sort of clog the DB rank ladder.
Okay. I just don't play DB because I just don't want to argue with people. I don't want to hope a judge is around. And it just takes so long. I'd rather just play 100 games on YGO Pro, and maybe 5 of them will be real games, but I'll at least play all of 100 of them in the same amount of time it took someone to play 5 DB games.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm playing with like close friends and stuff, I'll opt to play on YGO Pro just because it's quicker. But if I want an actual like long testing session, I opt to play on Ruling Book, especially with the rated system, simply because all the people are high rated are playing for a reason. Therefore, they're always trying.
Oh, of course.
So I feel like people are a lot less likely to throw games intentionally and stuff like that.
No, I hear you. I only have one ranked match played in this format. All right, let me see if our opponent's doing something. Who knows, maybe that'll get him to play.
If not, we technically beat my worst matchup.
I mean, odds are we were going to win anyway. I mean, whenever he times out, I think we should check the replay and see if our line was going to work.
Our line should work. Like, even if it's specifically Ash in his hand.
Alright, so just for clarifying for the viewers. So by searching, assuming that what they should really do is imperm Zefraxiton in response to Providence to ensure that this card gets negated so we can't use it to change our scale. So that's what they should do. Odds are they wouldn't do that. So we search Zefra War, then we activate Zefrath. They chain imperm, we chain Zefra War to pop, I guess, the field spell? Would we need the field spell at this point?
You can pop anything because you have Providence in grade.
Oh, and we'd be replacing it with a new Providence. Okay, so we pop whatever, we pop the imperm so it doesn't resolve on field, so we would negate Zefraxiton, but because of the wording of imperm, it needs to remain in the spell trap zone to negate the cards in the spell trap zone, because it itself wouldn't be in that column to negate that column anymore. So we would scale up what would we be sending at this point? Since we already have Zefranu, would we send another one?
Yeah, you just send another Zefranu.
Okay, and then we pen summon and search.
You search 9 pillars.
Yeah, I guess at that point we'd just be playing the negate game. Although, because of the deck he's on, maybe we would search another war?
Yeah, there's that possibility. But if you 9 pillars, whatever you negate with 9 pillars, you can then search war off of the Zefranu afterwards. But I guess knowing he has another normal summon in hand, searching Zefra War is better.
Alright, I was also thinking there was a possibility that you can make a double Zeus, but I guess 9 pillars is a counter trap, so that shouldn't be a problem. Alright,
yeah,
so...
exactly. You can always play Zeus that way.
Alright, so time out. So let's see what he drew out of curiosity. Oh, looks like I'm going to have to restart this game because he's never going to come back. So I'm going to have to stop the screen share and then start it again. So just a minute.
I can indeed, yes.
Replay. Timeout. Alright, let's see what he drew. So we just gotta make it to next turn. Set rotation is an incredibly annoying card.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, people don't usually play Imperm in this format. I think this guy's just on some... Oh, he drew draw for turn, okay.
Well, he got one more draw, I think, actually. Because we stopped that. Oh, wait, he got here, then we got to draw... Okay, he drew the draw, which... I guess, technically, if he let that resolve, we would have been in some trouble.
Yeah, we would have definitely been in trouble.
Yeah, he had a chance. Not.
I mean, if he doesn't Imperm in response to the Zefra Providence, I think we can still win the game.
Yeah, but we wouldn't have like that
does...
surefire block for Zoo every game. I mean, for every turn, because we wouldn't be able to search it the next time. I guess we have to add it back to hand. You mentioned.
Yeah. Yeah. So if he Imperms in response to Providence, we Providence for war, and we just let we literally just like let him Imperm.
Oh, we just pass, I guess, because we'll have our stop anyway.
Yeah, you have your one interruption for his one Zoo in hand that you know about, and then you can pop the Zefra to remove it from field, so it's not negated for the next turn.
All right.
And then you just carry on.
Makes sense.
The way to explain Zefra is it's Pendulum Salamangre. It does the same thing every single turn, and then on turn 4 or 5, it just blows up and kills you. But it actually has a consistent combo game, as well as just being a controller. It's the way I've always explained this deck to people.
It makes sense. Alright, let's get in another match. Waiting for our next match. Considering it took a while for our first match to start, who knows how long that'll be.
Yeah.
Do you have any projects coming up on your channel that you'd like to plug while we're waiting?
So the Sealed Only League is happening. So this is a series with Yugioh. I know you're familiar with him.
Yes.
It's Yugioh and a bunch of other YugiTubers that are all playing Sealed Only. We get £80 a month to build a deck, and then we play 4 matches each month against the other YugiTubers. And we gain rewards based on, you know, how many subs we gain in a month. If we gain a certain amount of subs, we can unlock things like maximum gold or stuff like that. So if I gain 100 subs this month, I'll be able to open up a box of maximum gold and increase the consistency of my Shadol strategy, which is what I'm building.
Was everybody start with 3 structure decks, or did you have a certain amount to start with?
An £80 budget.
Nice.
So £80 to dollars, I believe, is just under $100, if not slightly more.
That's a pretty big weekly allowance.
Yeah. So I bought a box of Rise of the Duelist and 3 Shadol structure decks. And my luck isn't great. Let's put it that way.
Got it. I didn't quite get through. I saw the 3 Shadol structure decks, and then I didn't finish the video. I was busy, but
yeah, that's completely fine.
All right. Oh, look, Psychic Soldier.
Dude, he's the best card in the whole deck.
Indeed. What's the plan?
We have full combo. So Providence.
Droll. All right. Oracle. Or...
yeah. We don't have the Providence for Oracle in this scenario. I think we still do. And if we just get drolled, we'll handshake our opponent, and that's fine.
Alright. Oracle?
Yep, Oracle. Thank God for no draw. Add everybody's favorite Rocky Boy.
Yeah, I think there were some builds being played at first, before this whole Numeron thing started, that was, you would search Zefrath off of... what's his name?
Gallon Granite. Yeah, we were playing the Madolce Mageline as a way to get to Gallon Granite consistently.
Alright, what do we do now?
Scale Zefrath, send Zephrany.
I feel like something's different about this hand.
We're missing Zefraxy.
Okay.
But you get to do a really cool play where you can still activate Zefra Path and remove all your monsters from board before you Numeron network. So scale the Thuban. And then Pendulum summon the Zephrany. Just the Zefra knew, nothing else.
Alright. Search path.
Yes, sir. Pendulum. Yes, that is my name. And then link the Zefra new into Gravity Controller.
Alright. Path.
And then Path will shovel back the Gravity Controller.
He's supposed to do that himself. Alright, Planet Pathfinder?
Yep. Grab Network, and then we have Path plus Protection for our Zexal. And this might be a game where we tribute Summon Driver. I will let everybody know that now it does happen.
Oh, I've done it so many times.
Especially in this deck. This deck's like the prime tribute Summon Driver deck. Because it's actually like one of your biggest fears.
Our... Alright, I'm sending you a viewer in the future.
Hell yeah, love the plugging. Far right to play around Yugioh, shout out to BB Grinder, and then we just pass.
Alright.
And we are just shotgunning this Zexal. We do not care about anything, we shotgun it straight away.
I guess he could imperm, but he would have to play imperm for that to work.
Mm-hmm. Can you?
Well, can't always play meta. Alright. What do we do now?
We're gonna... I mean, we got a free turn, so we're going to use set rotation. We're going to give ourselves an Oracle. Yeah, you give him Network, and we give ourselves Oracle.
Alright.
We're going to activate the Oracle. Fetch ourselves a copy of Zefraxy.
Alright.
We're going to use Zefra to send a copy of Zefra new again.
I'm sorry, I got distracted. What was that, Zefranui?
Instead of Zefra new, can we send Zefra and Pelica?
Oh, okay. Yes. Wait, Pelica?
Not Pelica, sorry, Wendy. Wendy.
Okay, I was thinking 1-in-1 scale is not good. If I know one thing about pendulums, it's that. Alright.
And then we're gonna pendulum summon the Wendy, the Zefraxiton, and the Zefraxa.
Wendy, Zefraxiton, Zefraxy. Do the zones matter?
The zones do not matter at all. Because they are all leaving the field this time.
Oh cool, are we summoning Zefrath?
We're gonna do something slightly cooler than summoning Zefrath.
That's pretty cool.
So we're going to use Wendy to add back the Zefra new for our extra deck.
Alright.
And we're also going to use the effect of Zefraxy. And we're going to target Zefraxiton.
Will we use Zefraxiton?
We do not use Zefraxiton in this scenario, no. We don't think he's playing any Numeron cards.
Alright.
And then we're going to synchro with the Zefraxiton and the Zefraxy into Wind Pegasus Atignista.
Alright. Stack the deck?
Yeah, we can stack the deck. Stack another copy of Zefraxy.
Alright. Nirvana High Paladin?
And we are going to Nirvana High Paladin in this scenario, yep.
Guess here,
right? Yeah. Away from Relinquished Animazone.
Add a spell from our grave to our hand.
Yeah, so we're going to grab Providence that we previously used in the previous turn. And now we're going to Providence for a copy of Zefra War.
Zefra War?
Yep.
Okay. Just trying to...
And then we...
Alright, you're good.
We want to war away the monk because the Tenyi in his grave allows for damage step manipulation.
Okay.
And also it plays around the blue Tenyi, because the blue Tenyi has to send the monster it destroys by battle.
Alright.
Yeah, target Oracle. We have to target Oracle because we did add back our guy.
We can't protect because we picked it up this turn.
Yeah, exactly. And then we just switch everything to attack mode, and we are going in.
Alright, I was really excited to potentially have his life points.
That's only if a Pendulum Monster attacks a monster, right?
I think it's if this guy destroys a card by battle.
Yeah, but that we do lose out to the green guy in grave for it, unless it's only 1500 he reduces by. I don't remember. I was just taking the safest route possible.
Oh, he can't play one of his cards because of the path.
Shithana doesn't work. Oh, Shithana's the water one.
Oh.
Yeah, so...
Alright, I'm sorry, I got distracted.
We played around the card. Yeah, I did. I was trying to play around a card that couldn't activate. That's my bad.
It's fine.
But yeah, we can end turn and just detach from Zexal, and we just win on the following turn. We contribute summon driver for lethal.
I mean, I'm very excited for when we do that.
Best way to be.
I mean, he'll probably attack over this with something. He's got to have a level 4 that does something, right? Oops.
You'd assume so.
I guess he's gonna make another monk. Alright, game 2. Alright, you got a side plan for Tenyi? I would imagine not, but I could be surprised.
I mean, like, we can put in Shifter, or we can put in Cosmic, or Duster. I don't know how many spells and traps that deck plays.
I would imagine Shifter's the way to go. All their guys go to the grave to activate, right?
Yeah, but they can also bounce themselves from the hand to activate.
Yeah, but he might need to summon them to make links, so...
Oh, yeah, I guess we can just side out the shifters, side in the shifters. If we're siding in Shifter, I take out the Numeron engine, because you can't activate the Numeron engine under Shifter.
Okay. That's that, right?
Yeah, that's how I would side, personally.
Alright, let's see what we can do without Numeron stuff. Unless you have any other ideas.
No, we don't need the Numeron stuff.
Okay. I know, I'm just saying it's come up in all the games so far.
It comes up in a lot of games, but like you don't need the Numeron stuff to win.
Well, now we don't have it, so we'll figure it out.
Every opening hand is like the same thing. Like, this deck's so consistent at what it does. A single Tenyi monster. Ah, he's setting 5.
Oh. he runs 17 Tenyis, didn't open any.
Should have put that in a hypergeometric calculator, sir.
Alright, I'm trolling a little. It says he runs 17.
I mean, BMing is a sport. I love BMing people.
I enjoy it.
Right, I want to. Can we see his opening hand? Is it possible to look at the replay and have a look at this guy's hand?
Sure.
Because I'm very curious. Because, like, it can't be possible his hand did nothing, right?
I mean, let's find out. Okay, it can very well be possible his hand does nothing. Because this hand does nothing.
Can't the light Tenyi summon a Tenyi from the deck?
I'm fairly certain he needs to control a non-effect monster to activate any of the Tenyis. Let me verify. If you control a face, if you can banish a card.
Oh, okay, so he doesn't need to control a face non-effect monster to use the second effect?
Yeah, at least for that one. Yeah, I guess he couldn't do anything.
I mean, that's really sad.
Yeah, I mean, if he did that and made that play, we didn't have much for that. Alright. Well, I'll take that as a win. Let's see if we can get one more game in. So, was our hand good enough to beat a Vanity's Fiend? If he could play that.
You normal summon Zefra through them.
Doesn't he pop? Oh, yeah, we'd have to... Okay, I forgot what we had in our hand.
Yeah, you just pop the scale and pop the Vanity's Fiend and it removes it from the field. It's why this deck has such a good Drytron matchup. versus the Vanity's Fiend version, because you could just remove the Vanity's Fiend for free.
Okay. I feel like we played this guy already, because his name seems similar to a guy we played earlier. Whatever.
I really hope it's not Zoo again.
That's what I would have put him on. If I had a default assume what he was playing, it would have been that. He left anyway. I do sometimes boot people whose names are like generic like player, just because I don't want to... I'd like to know I'm not being like paired up with the same person over and over again who did something stupid in a previous match. Sure. So if I just hold them to having a name, they would have to at least actively change their name to play again.
Yeah, I mean, because of like DB being DB, obviously I can't do that.
Well, I mean, if you get paired with a tough matchup, it's actually beneficial for you to learn how to play it. So playing it again isn't a bad thing, right?
I mean, when you're playing at like 1200 rating every day, playing against bad matchups happens a lot because everything's meta.
Yeah, I hear you. I have a rating of 120.
I'm at like 300 at the moment because I haven't played much ranked this format. I've been focusing on producing DB content from like my subscribers who give me replays in the Discord server. Okay. So a lot of people will know a guy called Musa. Musa was the guy that put Zefra on the map, really. So a lot of his replays get sent to me.
I know of NY333 as like the Zefra guy.
NY3 is one of my favorite YugiTubers of all time. I really wish he posted more.
Yeah, I guess he's not playing anymore or something.
I don't know if he's not playing anymore, but I remember me and him used to talk a lot back on DN, and we both played a very similar 60-card Beatrice turbo list. I don't know if you ever saw that deck at all.
Yeah, it's the Foolish, the Volcanic, continuous trap, and
it's a Zefra version that does that now.
Oh, neat.
So you use Oracle to stack Overdrive Teleporter.
Player 69.
And then use Teleport. We use Overdrive Teleporter to summon Ghost Ogre and Pilliker. Synchro into Stardust Charge Warrior, and then overlay them both for Beatrice.
Okay. I think you used to do that before, and then you would go into Rise Bell, the Star Adjuster?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Aha, we're gonna get comboed.
I mean, he has to have it. That's only one. Yeah, that doesn't mean it. That's not a guarantee. Hold on. That might be a guarantee.
Oh, ho, ho, ho. Here we go.
Alright. Okay. So, what are the possibility that he's not on a deck that's going to make us watch this go like 100 times?
Literally 0.
It's possible he's playing crap. It is YGO Pro, but
he might make a really big GN of pass.
I just want to see which other card he gets. So if he gets the red one, then he has the red one and the blue one. That should be the loop, right? Or he might need keys on or something?
Yeah. Red and blue is the loop.
Oh, he's got keys on. He might have had red. I think we can safely scoop here, right?
Yeah. There's no way he can go, I present a loop with infinite counters. So yeah, we can just scoop it.
Yeah, no problem. Fair enough. Well, alright, going first against...
we leave the deck as is. He won't be siding any hand traps because he doesn't know we're on combo.
I hate when you, like, type during siding. Like, it uses your name for their name. Alright, well, what can we do?
We're fetching Zefra with Zefra again.
Okay.
Well, we save 4 pieces of full combo. We saw 5 pieces of Exodia in that guy's hand is what we actually saw.
Yeah.
Send Zefra activate Raxi. Pendulum summon Zefra. So there's two options here. We can search Divine Strike. Oh, well, we search Providence and then Divine Strike, or we can search Nine Pillars. Those are the two options.
Well, I made a choice by accident.
I personally take the nine pillars route, but this route's completely fine. So activate Zefra Path first because we'd like to just keep everything we have on board. So just search Divine Strike.
All right. I was expecting you to say 2 Zefra cards, so when I grabbed Providence, I'm like, oh, I'll have the option to take another Zefra card, and then it was like, 9 Pillars of the Yang Zing. I'm like, no, I already made this choice. All right.
So activate Zefra Path.
All right.
And then we're gonna make a gravity controller to make the Divine Strike live. Because there's no guarantee that he's gonna do something that we can Zefra War away before, you know, we want to commit Divine Strike. So we just like to have the guarantee that we can do both.
Fair enough. I can't imagine that that's the card worth negating.
No, we're leaving that on field.
It summons a card from the main deck anyway, so it doesn't do anything. It just counters.
Yeah, exactly. Zefra Path. Hold the power. That can resolve as well.
I guess if it's not Gateway or...
If it's not Gateway or Kageki, we just let everything resolve. Because he can't target or remove the Zefra, so we're just negating the Kageki effect here. And like none of the good extenders work. Like Living Fossil doesn't work. Monster Reborn doesn't work because of Zefra Path.
All right.
So, we don't do anything in the end phase. So what I would like to do is normal summon the Pathfinder first to fetch Oracle, so we can pendulum summon 2 this turn instead of just 1.
And what do we get?
So there's 2 options here again. We can either fetch a Wendy, or I personally like to fetch just another Zefraxi here.
Alright, you should be leading off with the one you prefer, because I keep clicking on the first one you say.
Sorry, my bad. We're good. Obviously Zefra's effects on Zephrany.
Alright.
Or the cow, as we like to call him.
I've heard it referred to as the cow. My roommate got a YCS top with Zefra, he keeps calling it the cow.
It is the cow.
Yeah.
And then we summon the cow and Zefraxi. We need to give a cool name to Zefraxi as well.
The little cow? I don't know.
The calf.
I guess that makes sense. Alright, Zefraxi anywhere?
DB Grinder Zone.
Alright.
Zephrany over there.
Do we make it a tuner?
Yeah, we're gonna make it a tuner. We're gonna use Zephrany always first, though, just to always chain block it from the Ash Blossom that we don't know our opponent has.
Alright, and what do we search?
I mean, they probably do. So, in that situation, we're searching 9 Pillars, because 9 Pillars can send the scale as well. So, then we're gonna make Croc and Tribute Summon Driver, just gonna beat him down with it.
Got it. Sounds like a plan. Alright, going second against Infinite Combo deck.
Shifters and Ogre are coming in.
Remove...
And then we are taking out the Numeron package and a singular copy of Pathfinder.
And that's that?
Yep, that is that.
Okay, so...
Never want to side it. Like, as a pointer, you never want to side Path out, because in combo matchups, most of their follow-up plays after you break their board are always going to be extenders from the graveyard a lot of the time, especially in a matchup like this.
Okay. Alright, so we have to watch him combo.
I mean, our combo took significantly less time.
Oh, he never finished his combo, so we don't know that.
This might be Shien Pass. There's hope.
So this is Isolde into Kizan, or something like that?
Kizaru, and then Kizaru searches a card.
And then he'll go into Battle Shogun and discard that card. I feel like he'd
Yeah,
need more
but
cards.
You definitely need more special summons to be able to combo. He needs lots of keys on. He's playing double-edged sword technique?
Okay, maybe he was on. Maybe he is on a crap deck, and we gave him game one for nothing. But the amount of time it takes to find that out. Okay. Cool. Now what?
Oracle first.
Zefrath?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Scale the Zefra.
Pelica?
Scale. Yep, and the Pelica. Zefrath, you can either send a cow or you can send Zefraxaton.
Well, Zefraxaton would let us potentially chain block Zefron, you right?
Yeah, but objectively speaking, I think I like sending the second Zefrany. No, Zefraxaton's the correct play. Yeah, Zefraxaton's the correct play because we can still beat over the Battle Shogun.
Okay. And just pen summon?
We want to remove... Yeah, because then we can remove the Gateway and we can remove the Battle Shogun from the field.
Alright. Okay, Zefraxaton has to go here. Cow to DB Grinder Zone. Chainlink Order.
Zefraxaton 2, Cow 1.
What do we pop with it?
Probably... Well, I think we pop the... Pelica. No, we would pop the cow there. So
because we're gonna get the search either way.
Yeah, we pop the cow, so our Zefra was still live during his turn as an interruption.
We can get Divine Strike, I guess.
But essentially, what we do here, we can clear his entire board pretty much, and then set up path, which is what we do.
Okay. Oh, so we'd be searching path off of this?
So we're searching Providence, then we search path.
Alright,
Providence. Because our
path.
guy is not dead. We drew try, so there is no harm in searching path there.
Got it. Oh yeah, you can activate it because I did have this. My brother was playing one of these Zefra variants against me, and I drew the driver. It was funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
I'm pretty sure your brother's tested all of my Zefra variants. He's in the Discord all the time talking to me, so
Yeah.
pretty sure he's played all of them.
Yeah. Alright, let's go back to the deck list, see if there's anything worth mentioning. Okay, now that we are back at the deck list, is there anything that didn't come up that's worth mentioning or has come to mind after playing a few games?
Just make sure, if you are going to try this deck, to everybody that will try it inevitably, don't sleep on the viability of Zefra Path and just how powerful it is. It is like the most powerful card in the entire deck. Like if you completely remove the Numeron engine, deck is fully playable because of just how powerful a Zefra Path is. And also just like interactions in this deck are very niche, and you do have to play it for a long period of time to really understand what the deck's supposed to do. So don't pick it up for a game and be like, oh, I really don't like this deck because I didn't combo game one. It's probably the most consistent deck, like most consistent rogue deck in my personal opinion. As you saw in this video, it at least sets up 2 interruptions every game. And that's it, really.
Alright, cool. So everyone make sure you go to Dilemma, the YouTube channel, and check out Ben's Zefra content. What else do you put up?
It's Zefra content, general DB matches, and also I stream occasionally just testing general DB stuff. I've been playing a lot of Melfi on stream, and a lot of Shadol on stream, so if you like seeing rogue content, I'm your guy, basically.
Alright, cool. And thanks again for coming on, and we will see you all next time. Alright, let me end this.